I'm here at the Sea of Galilee, and behind me the sea is still, it's calm, and if you can imagine Jesus walking on that water, well, it didn't happen on a calm day. Let's turn to Matthew. It's chapter 14, verse 22. It's a great example of the signs and wonders that Jesus did to prove that he was the Messiah, to prove that he was the ones that the prophets foretold. It comes right after he has fed the multitude. He's divided the loaves and fishes. He fed 5,000. He tells his disciples to get in a boat and go across the Sea of Galilee and tells them, I'll join you later. He then tells the multitude to leave, and he himself goes up on a mountain to pray. Then in the night, he sets out on his journey to walk across the Sea of Galilee. And unlike today, where everything is calm and clear, it was stormy, and it was nighttime. But Jesus walked upon the waves. And as he walked across the Sea of Galilee, he came upon his disciples. And they were afraid because their boat, the Bible says, was being baptized. The waves were coming in over the bow, covering the bow with water. And each time a wave would come over, it would baptize the boat. So that meant it was being immersed in water. They were afraid, and they saw Jesus walking towards them. At first, they thought he was a ghost. And then he said, no, do not be afraid. It is I. They still weren't convinced. And so Peter says to him, Lord, if it's you, command me to come to you. And Jesus said, come. Peter got out of the boat and found himself walking on the water. Then he realized that there were wind, there were waves, and he became afraid, and he started to sink. And he cried out, Lord, save me. And Jesus did, and said, O ye of little faith, why did you doubt? Then together they got into the boat, and when they did, the waves stopped, the storm stopped, and they crossed over to the other side. Now, when all of this happened, the disciples bowed down and worshiped him and said, truly, you are the Son of God. Now, they didn't do this just because of this great miracle. They did it because this great miracle was fulfillment of what Job said the Messiah would do. Here it is from Job chapter 9, verse 8. He alone spread out the heaven and treads on the waves of the sea. When they saw that Jesus did the things that Job said the Messiah would do, then they believed, then they worshiped him as the Son of God. Now, there are two other places in Psalms where it talks about how Jesus is going to still the waves. He's going to calm the sea. You find it in Psalms 89. You also find it in Psalm 107. But the one I want us to focus on today is Psalm 104. He lays the beams of his upper chambers in the waters, who makes the clouds his chariots, who walks on the wings of the wind, who makes his angel spirits his ministers of flame and fire. If this is you, if you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, if he is the Messiah, then ask him today, as his minister, to make you a flame of fire.